So coming to the result and discussion section. So what we have learned today, we have learned regarding various method of extraction techniques uh, like maceration, percolation, infusion, digestion, continuous hot percolation method, etc. Uh, Maceration method is most widely used method, especially for the drugs which contain thermolabile substance. But the major advantage of this method is the percentage yield of this method. The percentage yield of the extract by obtaining this method is very less, very minimum. So this is one of the major demerits of this method. Coming to the percolation method. Percolation method here also we are using both we are using the crude drug and the solvent, but the percentage yield in compared to the maceration method is little bit higher rate, whereas in continuous Soxhlet method of extraction, this is routinely used in laboratory purpose to prepare the extract with various solvent. The percentage yield of this method is very high compared to other. As the heat is applied, so more amount the vapor of the solvent is having the higher penetration power, and it penetrates into the cell and collect all the soluble constituent inside the cell into the solvent. That's why most of the time, if the drug don't contain any thermolabile substance, this is one of the classical used method for the extraction method. Next comes the infusion method. In case of infusion method, we are just boiling with water. So in case of the phytoconstituents which are not soluble in water, like waxes, then any other lipophilic substance, means lipid substance, these may not come in this infusion. So this is one of the demerit of this infusion method. Next is the digestion method. Again, this method is used if the constituent are not that extent thermolabile. But the merit of this method is the yield is little bit in higher note compared to the maceration and percolation method. So these are the various techniques what we are routinely followed in our lab in order to prepare the extract of various solvent. Apart from this, let me tell one more thing. The extraction process of any drug, anything, depends on two things. Uh, First one is the type of phytoconstituent present in a drug. Next one is the solvent. So there is a famous proverb like dissolve like, means there are two types of phytoconstituent and two types of solvent, polar and non-polar. Polar phytoconstituent, non-polar phytoconstituent, and polar solvent, non-polar solvent. So as per the statement like dissolve like, means polar phytoconstituents are soluble in polar solvent, whereas non-polar phytoconstituents are soluble in non-polar solvent. Let me give an example of the non-polar phytoconstituent like waxes, lipids, steroids. All these are means hydrophobic substance or lipophilic substance. So these are soluble in non-polar solvent like anhexane, petroleum ether. Whereas alkaloids are considered as the mid-polar solvent, a mid-polar phytoconstituent, which is soluble in mid-polar solvent like chloroform. And the polar phytoconstituents like glycosides, tannins, uh, these phytoconstituents are soluble in polar solvents like alcohol, water, etc. So in brief, these solubility phenomena of any constituent plays a very important role for extraction of any type of crude drug in a successful manner. Thank you.